We're at my house today, the NAP team and the county and the regional planning. Where were they 25 years ago when I filed permits? I had copies of the permits. That's why there was a hung jury on some of my charges. Even the jury, after they kept them in for 6 days, when the judge kept sending them back, they came back with some guilties. Okay, fine. Most murder cases are settled in 2. My misdemeanors had to go 6 days. And all my trips to court, I learned a lot. I was in those lines going through security 57 times in 5 years. Then they accused me of dragging my feet. And I told the judge, I don't run your court, and I'm not a Machiavellian genius who knows how to thwart you like Batman at every twist and turn. I show up when you tell me to show up. And I take the court-appointed counsels you give me that say, plead guilty, plead guilty. Well, I didn't do that. And for 18 months, from 2006, there's people right now that are being put on the street. They're being put on the street. And I'm not saying that they're heart surgeons or they're the greatest boons to society that ever existed, but they are human beings. And they've been put in some tough situations, and now they're losing everything they got. And it's not right. And sitting here talking about Norm Hinkling really pisses me off. You should be telling Norm Hinkling what to do. He doesn't tell us jack. They make up these laws, they make up these we never voted on any of them. None of them. If you check them out and you go down and you go to the Hall of Records, their books only go to 2004. And they change their rules every 3 years. There's people that have paid and bought and paid for their land 20 years ago. And now they can't use it because they don't have a 3-gallon-a-minute 24-hour deal. Or there's some kind of an ordinance, so there's this, so there's that. And then they find out that their septic that they just put in, that they paid $23,000 for, a woman just told me this Saturday because she's moved to Idaho, they gave their house up. And then they came and told them, you got to pull that septic, there's a new law, you have to have an electronic gas monitoring system for $81,000, and they walked. They never even got to move into their house. And that's Legion. It's going on right now. Now sure, I'd love to save my place. I've been in Acton since 1958. I've worked 30 years on my place. I got the best house here. And you know why? Because 25 years ago, I went to a rodeo with my daughters. They were team ropers. And there, they were ridiculed and literally spit on because they said, people from the Antelope Valley, all you are is a holding ground for child molesters and white trash. And I came home and that really stuck in my craw. And I thought, you know what? I can build a house better than any of theirs. I can build something that Acton could be proud of. That's something that nobody can turn their noses up to. Something that doesn't exist in the whole world. And that's what I set out to do. I didn't set out to build something so I could sell it and go to the south of France and drink wine. There's not one substantial building here. If somebody flew in from Boston and said, you have a Trinity Church or something of that nature we can go take a look at, they'll say no. And you have to admit it yourselves. You get on that freeway right now and go to Lancaster and Palmdale and go pretty fast because you're going to pass thousands of substandard, decrepit places that should be bulldozed, but they're not. Now, I'm in the position I'm at because Michael Antonovich has a personal grudge against me, and right well he should, because I speak up against him all the time, and he's got his minions against him. I had 20 of them at my house today, figuring out how they're going to tear my house down. Well, good luck with that. There's 70,000 pounds of steel, high beams welded, and 90-foot-long glue lamps. Have fun, boys. Tear it out of my house. I don't care. I don't care. The thing with me is the building. I like to build. I tried to do something for Acton. Something we can be proud of.
Teachers and administrators. Good evening and thank you for joining us today to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2011 from Vasquez High School. We welcome you and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share with us this special occasion. Today, I stand before you representing the hopes and dreams of my fellow students. For the most part, we are happy that our high school years are over, but though we loathe to admit it, we are remorseful too. Our time at Vasquez High School has been full of high school chaos, but it is a time we will soon come to miss. As the years pass by, we will forget the slights and hurts that are part of the teenage years and only remember the lasting friendships we have formed here. Though not all of us will remain here, there will always be a piece of Vasquez within us all. We will continue on with our lives, each of us following a different path, but we will always be a Mustang. Go Mustangs! First, I'd like to thank everyone in attendance today for all of their help and support along the way. The PTSO, staff, parents, friends, community members, school board members, and all of you who have helped us on our journey. What follows are my thoughts and ideas of my experiences here at Vasquez. Hopefully my speech will entertain you to some extent, or at least be mildly thought-provoking. What is high school about? Is it about being part of a club or a sports team? Is it about challenging yourself with hard courses? Is it meant to teach us valuable life lessons? Is it about spending time with the people we've formed irreplaceable bonds with? Is high school an occasion for exploring our identities and figuring out who we are and who we will become? Though it sounds a bit cliche, I can still remember our freshman year together. I remember taking geometry with Mr. Leto and biology with Mr. Hall. I am overwhelmingly grateful to have been able to spend my youth with each and every unique individual that sits before me. I know that now we will begin to create our own paths in the world. As we create ours, we must remember the people who have shaped what we have become. Our parents, our sisters, our brothers, our teachers, our staff, our community members, and school board members, our administration, and most of all, the friends we have grown to love at Vasquez. Every smile, every nice word on a rainy day, every kind act is meaningful. The little moments each of us has shared with one another will come to motivate us, to encourage and inspire us along the way. It has been an honor to have been a part of this year's graduating class. I wouldn't trade my experiences here with you for anything. I wish everyone all the happiness in life.
Class of 2011, please stand. Congratulations, everyone. We have worked so hard and it's finally paid off. Can you please join me in turning our tassels and taking the first step into our future? Yeah, we did
it! Ladies and gentlemen, faculty, community leaders, Dr. Woodard, the Board of Education, and everybody in the audience in Acton Town Unified School District. I'd like to present to you the class of 2011 graduated.
We're here this morning on Wednesday with the Vasquez High School team that is bringing the plants back from successful graduation yesterday. So these are truly public servants.
Dane Kigerl here reporting for the Acton Town News. We're here at Meadowlark Elementary School now. We're doing a report on the Ronald McDonald House Charities Southern California Division, which came out here, as well as Ronald McDonald himself.
Hello, everybody! Good afternoon! Is this thing on? Good afternoon! Now, boys and girls, let's say that your friend is being picked on by a bully, but there's no teacher around. Then what could you do to help out your friend? How about that young lady? She's sitting in the very back row. She has her hand up. Straight there. Yes. That's right. She said you could walk up to the bully and you could say, hey, please stop picking on him or her. They're my friend. You could stick up for your friends. Give her a big round of applause. Good answer.
Okay, Ronald McDonald, what'd you come out here for Meadowlark?
Well, we're here at Meadowlark Elementary School. We did an assembly today called the Friendship Adventure Show, which all is about anti-bullying. It's an anti-bullying themed show where we stress the importance of being a good friend and what you can do if you ever see one of your kids who's being picked on by a bully. What can you do to sort of help your friend out?
Okay, Ronald, and do you think the kids walked away with anything to take notice in the future years of school?
I hope so. I hope so. We don't really know for sure. Maybe you guys can go and interview some of the students and find out how they like the show. But they seem to enjoy it. They seem to get some of the messages. And I got to tell you, here at Meadowlark, there are lots and lots of friends that I saw helping each other out, working together, and cooperating. It was really great. They're great kids.